Who in Ursun's name are you? What do you want?
Do you speak for these people?
Who's asking?
My name is Jürgen Heider. I'm a witch hunter on a mission from Nuln.
Is that so? Well, you've come a long way for nothing. Take your wizard and go. There's nothing for you in Prague. Red Axe and his warband have seen to that.
Red Axe is the reason I'm here. I'm hunting a sorceress who calls herself the Harbinger.
What do you want me to do about it? My people are dying, witch hunter. There's no food, no medicine for the injured.
There must still be supplies in Prague. I could go and get them for you.
It's no use. Red Axe's men search the ruins every day. They get to the supplies long before you.
We shall see about that. If I return with the supplies you need, will you help us?
You're mad, witch hunter. You haven't seen the monsters that are loose in Prague.
But if you're willing to try, far be it from me to stop you. If you can bring us food and healing herbs, then we will talk.
Give me strength. need to catch my breath. Be patient. filled my pack with everything I could find. There should be enough food and medicine there to last you for some time.
Urson's teeth! You gathered all of this with Red Axe's monsters breathing down your neck? I'm impressed, Witch Hunter. This is more than I dared hope for.
You risk your life for our sake, and that counts for something among my people. I am Leonid Gorchev, and I speak for everyone in this camp when I say I am in your debt. You and your comrades are welcome here. If you have anything to sell, speak to our merchant. There are shrines as well, if you seek the blessings of the gods. In the meantime,
Back already? You don't waste much time, do you, Witch Hunter?
I have little time to spare, Leonid. If the Harbinger is in Prague, I must find her.
Othram Redax and his cultists worship Korg. The blood god hates sorcerers.
Where did you learn such a thing?
This is Kislev, Witch Hunter. We get it with our mother's milk. Every year the Norskins raid us from across the Sea of Claws. Unlike you Southerners, we can't afford to be ignorant of our foes.
Knowledge is the first step on the path to corruption.
This has less to do with sorcery and more to do with power. The Harbinger is searching for a new champion to lead the armies of chaos.
Then she's at the Tower of Skulls. That's Uthgrim's stronghold inside the city.
Very well. How do I get there?
You don't. Not without an army. The tower is built on the ruins of the old citadel, and it's surrounded by monsters.
But a single man might go where an army cannot. Think, Leonid. There must be a way.
I don't know. Perhaps. Let me think on it. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you.
This is outrageous. We don't have time for this.
What is it?
When Uthgrim and his warband returned to Prague, we had no warning. They surrounded our camp in the old town, trapping most of our people inside. One of them was my son, Arkady.
That was more than a month ago. They couldn't possibly have survived.
No, but some of them might have escaped before it was too late. They could be hiding somewhere in the city right now. There was a woman named Galina who was keeping a journal about life in the camp. If an escape were planned, she would have written about it.
That book could be anywhere by now.
No, one of Red Axe's men has it. He must have taken it as a trophy after they've overrun the camp. I can tell you where he is. If you could get the journal back, please. I need to know what happened to my son.
Very well, Leonid. I'll see what I can find.
What's this? Fool! Come and take it then if you dare!
Come back here!
You want a fight? So be it! Blood for the Blood God!
My breath. Is this the journal you were hoping to find?
Yes, that's Galina's journal. I'd know it anywhere. Now we'll learn what happened to Arcady and the others. I'm sure of it. I need to find someone who can read this. You have my thanks, Witch Hunter. We will speak again soon. It is just as we hoped. Galina's journal says that the survivors were going to try to escape through the sewer tunnels before it was too late.
And Arcady, what of him?
Galina said he fought the cultists day and night. They killed his mother, you see, when the city fell. He hated them with all his... In the end, he and a few others stayed behind to buy time for the rest to get away.
Your son was a brave man, Leonid. May he rest in peace.
Don't talk like that. We don't know he's dead. He might have escaped just like the others.
There's no reason to believe that any of them escaped.
Go to the Garden of Urson. That's where Galina said they were headed. See if anyone made it out alive. Please, I have to know. Arcady, he was all I had left in the world. You understand, don't you?
I do, Leonid. More than you know. Gorchev's people escaped after all. It appears they lasted here for some time before Red Axe's men found them. May Sigmar watch over their souls. I should search the cave. Perhaps Galena left something behind that I can take to Gorchev. You were right, Leonid. Galena and a few of the others managed to escape. They reached the garden and hid in a cave for some time until they were found. I found these papers hidden behind the altar stone. Perhaps they will tell the rest of the tale.
What about Arcady? Was he...
No. There were few bodies to be found. I suspect the cultists carried most of them away.
I have nothing left now. Red Axe and his monsters have taken everything. My home, my wife, now my son.
They owe me a debt of blood, witch hunter. And by Ursa they will pay it. I will find someone to read the papers for me. Perhaps Arcady is mentioned in them. Thank you for this. We will speak again soon.
Galena's papers tell a grim tale. After Arcady and his comrades sacrificed themselves, the others reached the Garden of Urson and barricaded themselves within. They hid there for weeks. When the food ran out, they crept out at night to search the ruins for supplies. Perhaps that's how the cultists found them. They attacked without warning, throwing themselves against the barricades again and again. Galena and the others fought back with everything they had. And for days the defenses held. But then a new enemy appeared. A faceless savage the cultists called the Bloodborne. It was he who broke through the barricades and desecrated Ursen's sacred garden.
A grim end for such brave folk. I'm sorry, Leonid. There was nothing you could have done.
But now there is. Now we can avenge them. I know where the Bloodborne's camp is. We saw it while searching for supplies just a few days before you arrived.
That's madness, Leonid. You can't...
I must. They must pay for what they've done. With your help, we can take them by surprise and slaughter them.
That's not why I'm here. You said...
I know what I said. That was before I learned about Arcady. Now, are you with me or not?
I'm with you, Leonid. You know that. But my patience has its limits. You do well to remember that.
here. A gift of flesh from Almighty Corn. Kill the weak and save the rest for the fighting pits. Blood for the blood god!
Where is he? Where is the Bloodborne?
He's not here.
Impossible. This is his camp. He's got to be hiding somewhere.
A corn berserker hiding from battle? Don't be a fool, Gorchev.
One of the cultists said something about fighting pits. Do you know what he was talking about?
They built them in the ruins near the merchant's quarter. Men die there every day for the glory of the blood god.
Men provided by the Bloodborne and his war band.
Then that is where you must strike next. Hunt this monster down and destroy him, wherever he hides. Do There is no time to waste, Witch Hunter. You must strike now, before the Bloodborne realizes we've raided his camp.
We have no idea what could be waiting in those fighting pits. It's too risky.
There. If you move quickly, we'll have the element of surprise. That's all you need.
The situation might be more complicated than either of you realize. Herr Hyder, you said there were fewer bodies at the Garden of Ursum than there should have been.
Blessed Sigmar. You think the Bloodborne took them to the fighting pits?
That was weeks ago. The cultist would have killed them by now.
But we should search the cages just to be certain. Right, Leonid?
What's the point? You want to make a difference, Witch Hunter? Kill the Bloodborne. Now, come on!
Impudent worm! Only the mightiest warriors are worthy to enter Khorne's sacred arena! You will pay for your insolence in blood!
Help us, please. Please, before it's too late.
I've got to get these people out of here.
Ursen's blessings upon you. We owe you our lives. Thank you, stranger. Thank you.
We're not out of this yet. Get moving!
This worm seeks to deny us our sport. Tear his flesh, crush his bones, blood for the blood god!
I've got to get out of here while I still can.
Well, is he dead? Or was all that for nothing?
I freed your people, Leonid. You call that nothing?
Why should it matter? Red Axe still rules Prague. The Bloodborne and his minions will keep hunting for victims to feed the fighting pits. As long as they live, all we can do is suffer. Blood calls for blood. We must slaughter them all.
Do not let your hatred consume you, lest you become a servant of Khorne yourself.
How dare you? You think me no different than some murdering barbarian? A monster that bathes in blood and worships demons?
Better men than you have sworn themselves to chaos, Leonid Gorchev. Remember that.
It is an offense against the gods to harm a guest in one's home. Leave me, before I do something I might later regret. I've spoken with the survivors you rescued. You should hear the stories they tell. They were starved, tortured, made to fight in the pits. The Bloodborne thought he could corrupt them. We should have killed that monster when we had the chance.
Then your people would still be in cages. Where is the justice in that?
Don't talk to me about justice, Elf. I want justice for my wife and son. I want the Bloodborne's head on a spike. And your man Hyder here is going to get it for me.
You're mad, Gorchev! Listen to yourself!
What if I am? You want my help to get Red Axe? You want me to help you save your precious empire? Then bring me the Bloodborne's head.
You're a fool, Gorchev. Attacking the fighting pits again would be suicide.
There is another way. I know how we can draw the Bloodborne out and deal with him alone.
How?
There is a part of the city near the fighting pits where the Bloodborne has piled the skulls of his victims as offerings to Khorne. If you were to destroy them, he would have to challenge you himself, or suffer the wrath of his god.
Very well, Gorchev. You'll have your revenge.
You were lucky to escape me last time, weakling. Now you will pay for what you've done. Blood for the Blood God!
Is it done?
You have your revenge, Gorchev. The Bloodborne is dead.
Show me. I want to see the monster's face for myself.
Oh, no. No. This can't be. You've made a mistake, Witch Hunter. A terrible, terrible mistake.
A mistake? You wanted the Bloodborne's head, and here it is!
It can't be. That's Arcady. That's my son.
What?
Isn't it obvious? Red Axe's men captured him and took him to the fighting pits. There, his bloodlust consumed him, and he became a servant of Khorne.
You see, Leonid Gorchev, even those who have the most reason to hate the Chaos Gods can still fall under their sway. Beware, lest you suffer the same fate.
Enough, for pity's sake! You've said your piece. Now leave me to my grief. me alone! Can't you see I'm in...
There is no time left for grief, Leonid. I've done everything you've asked. Now you must pay your debt and help me get to Red Axe.
Have you learned nothing since you got here, Witch Hunter? Praag is cursed.
My faith in Sigmar will protect me. How do I reach the Tower of Skulls?
I told you before, you can't. You'll have to draw Red Axe out like you did.
How?
How else? Othgrim Redax is a champion of Khorne. If you were to challenge him to single combat, he would have to accept, or risk the wrath of his god.
All I have to do is reach the tower and challenge Red Axe to a duel.
If you can make it there without getting cut to pieces, you'll be fighting cultists and worse every step of the way.
I expect nothing less. Is there anything else I should know?
Just this. The challenge requires an offering. The skull of a mighty foe to join the others hung from the tower.
Take this. Give my son's death meaning. And drive these monsters from Praag.
Grim Red Axe, look upon the skull of your champion, the Bloodborne. Now the hour of your reckoning is at hand. Face me, or be cursed by your foul god forever.
Pathetic wretch, you dare challenge the might of Khorne. Destroy him. Rip him apart. The warrior who brings me his head will bask in the glory of the Blood God.
What is this? I thought Red Axe had to honor my challenge.
Red Axe doesn't think you're worthy. You'll have to prove it.
How?
Kill as many of his followers as you can. The longer you survive, the weaker Red Axe will appear to his warband. Eventually,
Fool! You cannot triumph here. Khorne revels in the slaughter. Every death isn't what you sow the whirlwind, mortal. Soon you will know its fury.
Redax has fled!
How can this be? A champion of Khorne never...
Not unless there was a chance to strike an even greater blow against his enemies.
What do you mean?
The death of so many powerful warriors would make a mighty offering to Khorne. Redax could use their souls to summon a bloodthirster into the physical realm.
A demon?
A greater demon, the mightiest of those that serve Khorne. A bloodthirster is savagery incarnate. If it isn't stopped, it will slaughter everything for miles. No one in Kislev will be safe.
Then he must be stopped. How do I find Redax?
Leave it to me. I can guide you there using your waystone.
The gods go with you, Witch Hunter. If Redax summons the Bloodthirster, you must stop it at all costs.
You can't escape me, Uthgrim Redax. I want the Harbinger. Give it to me or face the wrath of Almighty...
Weakling. I should have guessed that southern witch had you caught in her web. She thought she could bend me to her will with her gifts and her honeyed lies. As though I needed the help of a sorceress to win the Blood God's favor and lead Asavarkul's horde. When Praag fell, I consecrated its streets with the blood of innocents. When the demons gathered to feast, I subjugated them and was exalted in the eyes of Khorne. He gifted me with this axe to bring death and ruin upon the old world. I told the witch that if she stayed in Prague, I would hang her head from my belt. She has gone to the Forest of Knives to seek the champion of Slaanesh. Her pretty lies will serve her well there.
Then your time on this world has come to an end. The gods will have no mercy for one such as you.
You fool! My death is a gift to Khorne. Through me, he will bring ruin to the old world.
Leave the axe to me, Herr Hyder. Do not touch it, lest you forfeit your soul.
Blessed Sigmar! Take the foul thing away! I want no part of it!
Your courage and skill have saved a great many lives. Uthgrim Red Axe is dead, and his war band has been scattered. It will take many years, I suspect, but Gorchev and his people now have a real chance at rebuilding.
But we're no closer to catching the Harbinger.
Did Uthgrim tell you anything before he died?
The Harbinger made the same offer to Red Axe as she did to Kessler. He refused. When he threatened to kill her, she fled. He said she's gone to find the followers of Slaanesh in the Forest of Frozen Knives, wherever that is. I've never heard of it.
I would not expect you to. It's an ancient place, deep in the frozen wilds of Norska. An elven city used to stand there, long before the coming of chaos. If the gods are with us, I may be able to open its waystone and allow us to
There's one other thing. Uthgrim referred to the Harbinger as that southern witch. What do you think that means?
From Uthgrim's perspective, anyone not from the Chaos Wastes is a southerner.
We've been assuming that the Harbinger was one of Kul's followers. What if she's from the Old World, or even the Empire itself?
It would explain how she was able to recruit Kessler and carry out the attack at Nuln.
Don't be ridiculous. If she were from Nuln, the witch hunters would have found her and dealt with her long before she'd become a threat.
We'll know the truth soon enough. For now, let's return to the forest. I must make preparations for the next phase of our journey.